so I'm gonna jump straight into it. So today I want to go for a bit of a natural look. I want it to be on the dewy side. I don't want too much foundation. I want like a natural coverage foundation, well, semi full coverage foundation, something like that. But I'm just gonna jump straight into it, right? I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Eraser primer. I love this primer. Like, it's the OG drugstore primer for me. Yeah. So now I am 25, right? Right now I am 25, and guys, some of the things that I learned. Well, I have like 4 major points of some of the things that I've learned so far in my journey. Number 1 being that God is important. Having a relationship with God is so important because, guys, it helped me stay on track. Like, it helped me stay on track when I felt very lost, and some challenges I just felt like I could not do on my own. And as a person, I wanted to give up, but when I remembered that I have God in my corner and started building a relationship with him, I still face difficulties, I still have challenges, but it's so much easier to tackle all of that because I know he's in my corner, right? Which guys, it helped me a lot. Like, that helped me a lot because the 3 other points I'm about to give you, I needed God to help me out with all of that. So now I'm going to jump straight into the next point. I am going to use the Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine Multi-Fixing Spray. This, you'll see what it does. It makes your skin look good. It's very refreshing as well, especially in these hot weathers, hot temperatures lately. Also, I have a glass off because it's hot. So sorry, I'm gonna put my mirror right here. So if you see me looking down here, it's just that I'm just checking on my mirror if I'm doing the right things, right? So most of the things that I am about to tell you guys, I've literally I went through all the lessons the past few years, and this year was kind of like a sit down, and like I had to observe. So this is how far we come, this is how far we've come, and what have I learned? Because I'm 5 years away from 30, right? So I have to sit back and reflect. Because, okay, what have I learned? And I thought it would be great to share that stuff with you. So right now I'm using the Eligo Luminous Glow in the shade Sunlit to just highlight my face. Now I am going to do my cream blush, and I'm using the Connie Transform lipstick in the shade Hampton. Can you see that? So I'm just gonna do this and just apply some. Number 2 would be, one thing I've come to learn so far is that life is not a group activity. Like, life is not a group activity. It's not something that you and your friends can do together and conquer and pass. No, it's not. Life is something you've got to figure on your own, and nobody is coming to save you. Like, everybody has their own thing going on. This is how I look. This is how I look with the cream blush on. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's pretty pigmented, right? And yes, I might look like a clown right now, but listen, honey, trust the process. That's why we're here. So now I'm gonna go in with my Elegant shade in the shade Fawn, something very similar to my skin tone, because I'm just color correcting the acne scars that I have down here. So life is not a group activity. Nobody's coming to save you. You're on your own, and you need to, the sooner you realize that, the better for you. Like, the better you better off you are. Like, the sooner you realize that nobody's coming to save you and you need to figure this thing out yourself, the better, because now you start strategizing and you're able to realize that I need to get my stuff together. You understand? You need to actively work on your life and getting it together. If you don't, well, who do you want to do it for you? That's how you start hating on people. Why does Banban have this? Why does Banban have this? But I don't have it. No, you're not working towards having it, are you? So, child, actively work on your dreams. Life is not a group activity. That is point number 2. So now I'm gonna jump straight into my foundation. I'm using the Maybelline, what is this? Maybelline Superstay Active Wear Foundation. It says that it is transfer resistant, and I have actually seen this when I first tried it out, and it's true. So now I'm gonna apply my foundation. I'm just gonna use a foundation brush to do so. Yeah. Oh. Dang. Child. Okay, I'm gonna be more careful next time. Number 3, self-awareness. It is so important for you to be self-aware as a person. And 3, self-awareness. It is so important for you to focus on yourself, like focus on you, your thoughts, your actions. Do they do or do they not align with your inner self? Because trust me, the last thing you want to do is betray yourself. And when I say betray yourself, is you doing things that your inner self feels like, I don't want to do this, but you know what, because it's being done, I in with my LA Gold Pro concealer in the shade Pure Beige. I sometimes mix it up with medium beige, but that's what I'm going with, and I'm going directly under my eye like this. Number 4 for me would be childhood trauma, dealing with my childhood trauma. It was the best thing ever. Like, once I set myself in a room, like self-awareness, I put myself down with myself and I was like, dude, listen, 1, 2, 3 happened, and you can't keep acting like it never happened, you know? Like, you can't stay in the basement the whole time, because some of the things you do that are low-key toxic is because of that. You need to deal with that kind of garbage, okay? So you can be a better person, love yourself a bit better. Because once I started unpacking and dealing with my childhood trauma, I forgave myself. I was just like, dude, it's okay. You know, it happened. And I think, like Oprah said on her interview with, I think it was Jade, when people think that trauma is capital T, it's not always that capital T trauma. Sometimes it's the smaller kind of things that happen. And neglection is also trauma, you know? A lot of things happen. So once I dealt with my trauma and started unpacking it, I felt so much lighter. Like, whew, I can breathe. Okay, now I feel like I'm more present. I just feel like I'm not running from all the stuff that I had buried in my head, because I wasn't even aware that I had stuff going on in my head and within myself until I was like, dude, we need to become more self-aware. Let's go through my mind. Let me discover, because I felt like I didn't know myself as a person. And for me to know myself as a person and truly start loving myself, I really felt the importance and the need for me to sit down with myself and start unpacking myself and just start my healing journey, so that I can be a better person too, you know? Because once I started my healing journey and I became more conscious. My English data bundles are okay, you get what I was saying. But once I started dealing with myself like that, my life just became so much easier. Like now I feel present, dude. Like, and now that I've dealt with everything else, I feel like that old me is dead. And now I'm falling in love with myself every single day, and I'm just like, what do I actually really like? You know, what are my hobbies? I don't know what my hobbies are. You know, I know what the survival and dealing and hiding with pain what she liked and the stuff she liked to do. But what am I truly like? And once I dealt with my trauma, I felt like, girl, this is exciting, because now I feel like a new person and I'm finding to know what you like before everybody gets to experience you. Because once you've dealt with your stuff, girl, nobody can tell you anything. Like, nobody can say anything to you. It's just like, that's on purr. That is on purr. And I know you probably think, oh, girl, that concealer don't look like it's gonna be natural. Take your beauty sponge, and now we're gonna start blending. I'm just gonna blend out like the edges of my concealer until I have a nice and sheer effect, and I don't want any harsh lines. And I'm just patting it like that, you know. And I'm just gonna gently go over my concealer, because I don't want it too bright, right? But I want it there. So I don't want it invisible, but I want it there. So I'm just gonna gently blend it out. And so this is how my face looks right now. Nice, glowy, dewy, going, snatched. You understand? And I know I'm all up in your face, but I want you to see how it actually looks. So now I'm gonna go in with my Yardley Absolute Translucent Loose Powder. Drugstore, beautiful for it. Beauty sponge, make sure that I go back under my eyes to make sure that there is no crease. And I keep looking up until I am done setting, okay? I'm just gonna set like this. And another point that I've learned so far, enjoy yourself, babes. Like, enjoy yourself. I want to know what makes me truly happy and do that, you know. And art is my thing, so that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to do that. I want to go on more solo dates. I want to romanticize my life as a 25-year-old. And so now I'm gonna contour my face. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 55. It's a little bit darker than my skin tone, but not too dark. And I'm just gonna use a little bit because remember, like I said, I want this to be semi full coverage. So I don't want too much product. Yeah. Another thing that I have learned is that failure is an event and not a person. Failure is an event, not a person. If, let's say, they don't accept my application somewhere. They don't accept the application. They have rejected my efforts. That does not mean I am a failure. No. The event that happened, that was a fail. It didn't work out. But doesn't mean that I'm a failure, you know? So I have learned that failure is not a person. It is an event. That thing didn't work out for me, and that's what it is. I'm not going to attach it to myself and my self-worth. That I'm not going to do. That, no, we're not doing that anymore, sis. You understand? And then another thing I've come to realize is that it was so important. I feel like once I sat down with myself and created my vision board, and I think the problem for me in the first place, in my younger 20s, I did want to create a vision board, but I felt like it was so unrealistic for me to create my vision board because I want this big ass mansion, I want this kind of car, I want this, and I want this, and I want that. And I'm just like, but your bank account is like on R2. How do you know? And that was my first problem. The moment that I started asking myself those questions instead of believing in myself that, listen, I am not gonna get all of the stuff now, but this is what I want to work towards, and this is what I want to have in life. And yes, I might change my mind and decide that, you know what, I don't want this car anymore, I want this. But at least I have a vision right now that I'm working towards. That was like the best thing for me to do, you know. And then I created my vision board, and I will show you guys. So yeah, I created my vision board and I made it my profile picture, as you can see. And it's a constant reminder for me. It is a constant reminder for me that, listen, babes, this is what you're trying to work towards. And then now I'm gonna set my contour with some bronzer. I don't want to go in with concealer contour powder because I don't want it too harsh. So now I'm just using a brush to just bronze and snatch my So I'm just gonna use a little bit of highlighter, and I'm just gonna pat like that, like just pat it. You know, I am totally enjoying my 20s. I am more self-aware. I am continuously learning. I try my best to feed my brain knowledge, right? So that this is not just a here and you know. And yeah, I just try my best to constantly stimulate my brain and feed it more knowledge, whether it be listening to podcasts, just following inspirational content creators, you know, reading up on some people's lives, like for instance people that I find very inspirational, like Oprah Winfrey, Sadhguru, Sarah Jakes, Sarah Jakes Roberts, I think that's his username, but Sarah Jakes. I love content creators like that and pastors. I do my best to try to feed myself, you know. And yeah, and now that I've put down and done the work, I kind of know who I am. I'm just applying a bit of blush. I'm not applying too much because I already look a bit rosy, and that's how I'm gonna leave it. Okay, like this. And now I'm just gonna go in with my setting spray. This is the Maybelline Lost and Fix. swear I only put so much setting spray because I find it very, very refreshing. But like I said, the girl is enjoying her 20s. I'm really grateful for all the past experiences that I went through, the painful parts, the painful experiences, the obstacles, the challenges, the healing journey, which was ever so painful. But I'm grateful for all of those because they make me the person that I am now. And now that I've dealt with all of that, or I've learned those lessons, now I am more cautious. Right, that word messes me up, but I'm aware and I'm very mindful of all the decisions that I make now because I know that they're gonna impact the person that I am in the future. And I also understand the great responsibility that I have right now, which is my daughter, you know. My daughter, having my daughter, I realize the impacts that I have on her life. So now I'm gonna go in with the Essence Tiny Tip Pencil Precise Brow Pen. Guys, I really love this. It's so affordable because, you know, Essence come through for the gold with the coins. I'm just gonna use this to create like hair-like strokes, and I don't want to brush my hair up or anything. I just want it to be as natural as possible. Yeah. Okay, so I've quickly done my brows, and I know before you come for me that, oh honey, those strokes, I'm just gonna brush everything up like this, and then I'm gonna go in with my concealer and just clean up these brows. I'm going in with my medium beige using a very flat concealer brush. I will show you guys how I make my brushes this flat once done washing them. So now I'm gonna clean up my brows. So the last thing for me is that love. So now I'm gonna go back in with my bronzer using a nice fluffy brush like this. I'm using a nice fluffy brush, and I'm just going to use this to kind of set my lid, but make it look as natural as possible. And I don't want to add too much product. I just want it to look low-key natural, right? Like this. One thing I learned is that love is not romance. I think because of the movies and what society tells us and TV, we attach love to romance so much that we don't truly understand the essence of love. And once I became closer to God, and yes, I'm probably sure you're getting tired of hearing God, 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 but honey, he's the only one who helped me through this thing for me to be able to create this video and share all of this with you. So once I got closer to him, I truly understood the essence of love. And once I understood, firstly, do you understand that if Jesus loved us, well, Jesus loved us so much that he was willing to die on the cross for us. It's not like it was fun for him to get on the cross and be crucified. It was not fun when they were knocking those nails into his hands. No, it wasn't. But because of the love he had for us, because his love was so true and so pure, he was willing to go through all that pain just for us. That's love. Some wisdom for you. So now I'm gonna go in. So I've done my mascara, and now I'm just gonna go in with my brown jumbo pencil, and I'm just gonna line my lips. I'm just gonna go in with the Essence Extreme Shine. This one is called Sweet Dreams or 012. It has a bit of glitter in it. I really like this lip gloss so much. So I'm just gonna apply this, and oh honey, oh honey, it is very, it's a plumping lip gloss, so you are gonna feel a bit of a tingle once you apply it like this. And like I said, this is a natural look today, or very close to natural. So I'm gonna go and do my hair, and then I will be back with a summary of what I shared today. So I don't know if it's still fashionable or not for us to tie our hair like this, but this is the look I am going for today because I just want my hair to breathe. And it's hot, guys, it's hot. I don't feel like wearing hair today, and it's just hot. But this is my final look. So just the summary of everything that I shared with you today. Number one, things, well, the list of things, well, summarized version of the list of things that I've learned through my 20s. Number one would be get very close to God, have a relationship with God, consult God on everything and anything that you do. Number two, I would say, is self-awareness. Focus on, I've learned to focus on myself, be very aware of my thoughts, my actions, whether they do or do not align with my inner self, or if I am betraying myself in any way. Number 3 would be life is not a group activity. Number 3 would be life is not a group activity. It was very important for me to find my own path, work on my life, and realize that there is nobody coming to save me, and I need to figure things out on my own because I'm an adult now. Do you understand? I am an adult now. Number 4 was dealing with my trauma. I had to deal with my trauma to get to know myself better, love myself better as well. Number 5 is love. I've learned how to love, and I'm still continuously learning how to love. I don't think we can truly get it all figured out when it comes to love. I think it's a day-to-day thing. It's a consistent thing. It's kind of consistent self-work as well. But I've learned how to love, and one thing that I've learned the most is love is not romance, so yeah, I think I've learned what the true essence of love is, and I attach it with God. And yeah, so that those are the 5 things that I've learned. Please do subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and if you are subscribed, shout out to you and thank you so much for the love and support. Thank you so much for tuning in on this video. Drop your comments below, let us engage, let us talk, let's follow each other on Instagram. My Instagram handle is @mpo__. I will leave it down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is good to be back. I love you guys so much.